Today we'll be talking about the relationship between mole and molar mass. There are different ways you can calculate the mole of a given substance, be it an element, a molecule, or an ion. We are going to take it gradually, bit by bit, step by step, until we get the comprehensive definition of moles. Basically, this tutorial is for the calculation aspect of chemistry. So, without wasting much of our time, let's get into the business of today. Today, we want to calculate and get to find out the mole of a substance, be it an element, a molecule, or an ion, in relation to the what known masses. Once you know the mass of an given element, it can help you to know the mole or to calculate the mole. Now, how do we define mole in relation to mass? We can say that a mole is defined as the quantity of a substance that has the same weight or quantity as the exact atomic mass of that substance. Now, let's take for instance sodium, crystals of sodium. We know that the atomic mass of sodium is what? 23. Now, if I should measure our sodium crystal, 23 gram of sodium crystals, we can say that that 23 gram of sodium crystals is 1 mole of sodium. Does it mean that every 23 gram of any element or metals or crystals we weigh out is equal to 1 mole? No, it is not equal to 1 mole. Now, let's take for instance calcium carbonate, CaCO3, calcium triazo carbonate 4. The molar mass is 100. If I want to get 1 mole of calcium carbonate, what do? I'll simply measure at 100 grams of calcium carbonate. And if I want to get the 2 moles, I will simply measure out 200 grams of calcium carbonate. And so is it with sodium. It doesn't mean whether it is liquid, solid, or gaseous. As long as you can weigh the given volume or the given mass, you can calculate the word mole. Take water for instance, it is 18 gram. I can measure out 18 gram of water and it will give us exactly 1 mole of water. In some textbooks, they can say it is mole. In another textbook, they can say it is number of moles. Another textbook can say amount. Other textbook can say amount in mole. Depending on the one you see, all are still pointing to one thing, mole. Okay? You have to understand that when a substance that is given is an element, the molar mass is the word mass or the atomic mass of the word element. But when it is a compound, you will have to calculate the gram molecular mass of the word compound. Remember, whenever you are solving chemistry questions, I usually tell my students, you start from the simple to complex. Start from the known to the unknown. Get down the variables. And from there, you can just navigate your ways to find the given or the expected word answer. Now, let's take the solution for question number 1. Calculate the number of moles. That is to say, we don't know our moles. They are asking us to find our what? Moles of what? 5.4 gram of aluminium. Now, what is the unit there? Gram. You know that mass is usually measured in what? Gram. We can also measure mass in what? Kilogram. And in what again? Tons. All these things are units of measurement. But in chemistry, the standard unit of measuring mass is what? Gram. Very good. Now, 5.4 gram simply is telling us that the mass of the aluminium element is what? 5.4. I can go ahead and write mass is equal to 5.4 gram. You don't know the mole. So I can choose to call my mole anything. Let me call it S. And then the molar mass. Aluminium is an element. So you go over here and pick up the number for aluminium, which is what? 27. Now, what again should you do? Simply write down the formula that connects what? These variables. So I can say, I will write them in the short form. mass over molar mass. This implies what? 5.4 over 27. When you press your calculator, we'll be getting our mole as what? 0.2 moles of aluminium. So that is the answer. Quickly go over to question number 2. Calculate the number of moles in 9.8 gram of H2SO4. 9.8 gram. They have given us the gram already. Okay. Now we write the mass as 9.8 gram. Calculate the number of moles. We do not know our moles, so we can say that our mole, I'll still call our mole Mr. X. Okay. Now we calculate the molar mass. Now this molar mass that we have to calculate, if you notice, this is a compound. It's no longer an element like this. This one appears in your first 20 elements, right? But you will not see this. If you want to read your first 20 elements, you will not see an element like this. But there are individual elements that makes up this what? Compound, which are hydrogen, sulfur, and what? Oxygen. Now, for us to get the molar mass of this, we are going to add up the atomic masses. Now, let's do it. We have the molar mass of H2SO4. Okay. Now, let's write out the elements that are present. We have hydrogen. Are you with me? Good. We have sulfur, and then we have what? Oxygen. Now you ask yourself, what about these subscripts that are there, those numbers? They are very much important. It means that hydrogen, there are two words. Hydrogen, you simply add 2 here. Sulfur here is just 1, and then oxygen is what? 4. So I can simply add my 4 here. Let me put this in brackets so you don't think this is 40. Okay. Now what are we going to do? We are going to bring down their atomic mass and add them up together to give us the gram molecular mass of H2SO4. What is the atomic mass of hydrogen? You come over to the bracket and check it out. H is equals to 1. Remember these 2? So we'll simply say 2 times 1. Very good. Now sulfur is equals to what? 32, and it's only 1. 1 times 32. Oxygen is 4 in number here, and if you check the atomic mass of oxygen, it is what? 16. Now we say 4 times 16. You go ahead and multiply everything. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 2 is 32. 4 times 16 is 64. Okay. Now, by the time we should be able to add it up together, we will get a sum of, this is 4, 2, 2, that is 8. So we are getting 98. Please, I usually tell my students again, the units of a given whatever you are asked to find is very much as important as what? The answer itself. Don't go and write unit that you are not sure of or second guessing. Are you getting me? Now the unit of molar mass is gram per mole. Let's write it down. But this is not our final answer. We go ahead and substitute the variables to get our mole. Now we say mole is equals to mass over molar mass. And what is our mass from this? Our mass is 9.8. And our molar mass is what? 98. And when you divide everything, what do you get? You will get mole is equals to what? 0.1 mole. That is the answer. 0.1 mole. As you can see, we have done the one of element, single element. This one is what? Of compound. Now this is also a compound, but it is a hydrous salt. Are you getting me? Copper 2 tetra also sulfate 6. We're going to do this. You're going to check the next video, the part B of this video. Do well to click on it and see how we'll be able to calculate the molar mass and the given mole of this compound. By the way, this is my first video. Alright, calm down. I'm glad I'm doing this. Oh yes, I've come on board. Now it's time for you to do your part. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. Just say something nice. I'll come to the comment section and give you an e-hug. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.